Hey, honey. I have something I want to talk to you about.
Okay, what's up?
Well, I was thinking about starting to work again this spring.
Really? I wasn't expecting you to say that. You don't think my salary is enough to support us?
No, I don't think that at all. You make good money. That's not why I want to work again. I know your job looks after you and they pay you really well. I was just thinking about our family and wanted to save up a little more money for the future. I never want us to have to worry about money. Don't you feel the same?
You're not wrong. Are you sure you wouldn't mind working? We'd have to put Leela in daycare if you find a job. I've heard some places are turning people away because they're full. What would happen if we couldn't find somewhere to bring her?
I've heard that too. But I also heard they give priority to families where both parents are working instead of just one. And actually, I already found my next job.
You did? Where?
The place I used to work before we got married. When I left, I remember they told me, "We'll take you back anytime." When I got in touch with my old boss, he said I could start working part-time. I've already looked into potential daycares and contacted the one I liked the best. They told me they're still accepting new children. If we apply now, we could start bringing her there starting next month.
Wow, that's great. That's the perfect place for you. You know everyone there, and it really seemed like you enjoyed working there. If everything is already settled with daycare, then it would really make me feel better about everything.
Yeah, and if Leela ever needs to go to the doctor, I already know my boss wouldn't mind if I left to go bring her. I'm lucky he's such a nice guy and he's flexible.
That's really so nice of him. Does that one woman still work there? The one you were pretty close with, around the same age as you? What was her name again? Oh yeah, Liz. The one who's in charge of training all the new hires. I remember she really looked after you when you first started working.
Oh yeah, Liz.
You guys were best buds. You always used to go out together. I've met her before, right?
Yeah, we really did a lot together. Camping, going to the beach.
You should have kept in touch with her more after we got married. I hope she's doing well.
I think she still works there. In fact, I heard she got promoted to general manager.
Really? That's awesome.
I know, right? So what do you say? Do you think it's all right if I start working again?
I don't see any reason why not. I guess we're both gonna be working parents now. From now on, I'll try to leave work earlier so I can help out around the house more. I gotta do my part now that you'll be back at work.
Oh, thank you so much! I know you're always so busy, so I appreciate it. I'll still be in charge of cooking, like I've always been.
Of course I'd appreciate that, but be careful you don't burn yourself out. Honestly, I wouldn't mind just eating frozen food every night.
No way! We're both gonna need energy from now on, so we gotta eat right. Frozen food just isn't gonna cut it in our house. It's my job to make you food that'll keep you happy and healthy.
I really appreciate that, but I really don't mind every once in a while.
I don't mind doing all the cooking. If we don't take care of our bodies now, it'll come back to bite us once we're older. Speaking of that, I've been a little worried about your health lately. I promise to make you delicious, healthy food from now on.
All right. Really appreciate you going through the trouble of cooking for me. You kept me healthy for this long, and my yearly checkups at the doctor have always been good. I'm lucky to have you as my wife.
You're making me blush. Thank you for all the hard work you do for being such a stellar husband. You mean the world to me. I think I might have forgotten to turn the oven on for the meatloaf. Dinner might be a little late tonight.
No worries. Leela was a real hassle today, huh? From the second she woke up this morning, she wouldn't get dressed or eat anything. She was screaming all morning. She's really right in the middle of the terrible twos.
Oh, definitely. I thought she'd be a little more used to routine since she's been going to daycare.
Don't you think it's a lot of work dropping her off and picking her up every day? I'll take care of it tomorrow.
No, don't worry, I'll do it. You leave for work earlier than me. Plus, I was the one who insisted on going back to work. I knew what I was getting myself into.
But you'll definitely need a hand on days like today. We should really take turns. I know you have a lot on your plate taking care of everything at the house, plus worrying about your job.
Like I said, don't worry about it. It's my responsibility. The only thing I have to look forward to all day is seeing Leela's beautiful face on my way home from work. She's really my pride and joy. Which is why I really want to keep picking her up and dropping her off at daycare.
Really? Well, if that's the case, be my guest. Just let me know if you ever start to feel burnt out. Hey, John, it's been a while. Do you have a minute to talk? Oh. Hey there. How's it going, Liz? How have you been? Oh, not so good. I didn't want to say anything because I was happy to help at first, but I'm reaching my limit. What do you mean? Did something happen?
Stop using me as a daycare center. You expect me to take care of your kid and feed her every day for free? You're both insane if you think that's okay.
Hang on, I don't really understand. Are you saying you've been watching Leela? That's impossible. We've been bringing her to a real daycare for some time now.
Please don't play dumb. You know she's here right now.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. Your wife dropped her off here this morning. Do you know how hard it was to get Leela to stop crying? By the way, I'm working too. I leave her with my mother during the day while I'm not home. To be honest, we don't really have the energy to look after her every day anymore. This is really an inconvenience.
Just hold on a minute. I promise I thought all this time Leela was going to a proper daycare. That's what Jess has been telling me.
So you're telling me you had no idea? Is that even possible? How could you not know this was happening?
From the start, Jess said she was taking care of everything. She said she enrolled Leela in the daycare and she was in charge of dropping her off and picking her up. I guess I know why she was so eager to do everything.
You really didn't know about this? Nothing at all?
Yes, I swear. I can't believe this. I'm really sorry about all of this. I'm in disbelief this could happen without me knowing.
Well, I think you're telling the truth. Sorry for kind of attacking you out of nowhere.
You have every right to be angry at us if that's what's really going on. I hate to seem a bit skeptical, but is Leela really there right now?
Yeah, she is. I'll ask my mom to send a picture if you want.
Are you saying your mother is looking after her?
Yeah, she actually used to work at a daycare. She's pretty good with kids Leela's age.
I see. If you really didn't know, that means Liz orchestrated this whole plan.
Do you think you could talk to her for me? We really can't watch Leela anymore.
Of course I will. I'm sorry about all the trouble.
She really lied and said Leela was enrolled in a real daycare?
Yeah, that's what she told me. She had it all planned out once she said she'd be going back to work at her old job. She said pretty much right away she found a place that still had availability that she could bring Leela.
She said she was going back to work. The only place she ever worked was at our office, right? Which would mean going back to her old job is with us.
Yes, that's right. You still work there too, don't you?
Yeah, I do, but I didn't hear anything about Jess coming back. I haven't seen her here since she quit years ago.
That's not possible. She told me she'd be going back to work there again. She told me she talked with her old boss and everything.
I really hate to break it to you. I think she was lying about that too. If she really did come back to work here, I definitely would have heard about it.
Why would she lie to me about that? I'm sorry, but this is a lot to handle all at once.
I don't blame you. I'm a little shocked myself, to be honest.
I'm gonna try to get a hold of my wife, then I'll be right over to pick up Leela.
Before you go, there's one more thing I wanted to talk to you about. I'm actually not really sure if it's my place to bring this up.
There's more. Yes, please tell me. I want to get the whole truth.
You said Jess takes care of getting and picking up Leela, right? You both must leave the house at different times?
That's right. I leave about an hour before she does.
I see. Well, when Jess comes to drop her off in the morning, she's really dressed up like she's about to hit the town, full makeup and fancy clothes. Definitely not what she'd wear if she was headed to work.
Really? When I leave for work, she doesn't look anything like that.
She's gotta be getting ready like that as soon as you walk out the door.
Why would she do that? I already know she's been lying to me, and now you're telling me she looks like she's ready to go out clubbing first thing in the morning? What is she hiding from me?
Like I said, it's not my place to comment about things like this. But maybe it would be a good idea to do a little digging on your wife.
Do you think she's having an affair?
I can't say anything for sure. All I have is my guess, which is as good as anyone's.
Yeah, you're right. I just can't imagine that. I never thought she'd stab me in the back and have an affair. I would never have expected it out of her. She's an angel.
I really hope it's not true. I obviously don't know your wife as much as you, so I can't really say if she's been acting strangely or anything like that. But I will say she hasn't been so pleasant to me with the whole childcare thing. She told me that we should watch Leela for free since my mom used to be a daycare worker. She practically shoves Leela in my face when she comes to drop her off.
Are you serious? How did things come to this? How and when did she start bringing Leela over to you to watch?
It all started when she texted me 2 months ago. It sounded like she suddenly remembered about me.
Oh, that might have been my fault. I brought you up when we were talking about her going back to her old job. Sorry about that.
Don't worry about it. She said something suddenly came up and she needed someone to watch her daughter. At first I told her it would be no problem, but I had no idea it would turn into me watching her every single day. If I tried to refuse, she'd scream things like, "You expect me to leave my little daughter out on the street?" or "Don't be lazy." The neighbors heard her. I was so embarrassed, so I couldn't say no to her. I've honestly never met someone as pushy as her.
Why would she treat you like that? I thought you guys used to be really close.
I mean, we were as close as we could be as co-workers, so we hung out sometimes outside of work. Once you two started dating, I couldn't stand hearing her brag all the time. That's why I stopped talking to her.
What do you mean brag? What did she used to say?
She was always the type to toot her own horn. She used to say things like, "My boyfriend does such a good job, you have no idea how much money he makes. Once we get married, I'm gonna live a luxurious life that people only dream of." She'd always say things like that to look down on other people. It was exhausting to be around her, so I tried to keep my distance.
So that's why you two lost touch.
I really think you need to look into her. I don't think she's the woman you think she is. You should find out her true colors.
Jess, where are you right now?
I'm at work. Why?
I got out of work early today. I was thinking I'd go pick up Leela today.
No, it's fine. I'm going to do it. That's my responsibility, remember? It's totally fine.
Well, too late. I'm already here.
What? You're at the daycare center.
That's right.
Why are you there? Go home right now. Just don't worry about it and let me do it.
Why are you being like that? Something's off. Is there something wrong with me coming to pick her up?
No, but I just promised that I'd be the one to get her every day.
Well, I'm already here. Leela didn't expect me to pick her up, so she's super happy.
You're really with her right now? How?
Because the daycare center I'm at is Liz's house.
How is that possible? Why are you there?
She told me everything. You lied to me, didn't you? About bringing Leela to daycare and going back to your old job? You tricked me, and you've been bringing Leela to Liz's house? If you haven't been at work this whole time, where were you?
You must not get what she meant. I only dropped her off there today. Usually I bring her to her normal daycare.
Alright, prove to me she goes there. If there is actually any proof that you can show me that she's really enrolled there.
Okay, she actually doesn't really go there. They denied our application. I just thought if I didn't say I had a daycare lined up, you wouldn't let me go back to work. I'm really sorry I lied to you.
Ah, right, work. Before I picked up Leela, I swung by the house and took a look through your stuff. I found a receipt for a hotel room in your jacket pocket. Explain to me why you'd have a hotel receipt.
What do you mean? I have no idea about that. I probably just accidentally took someone else's receipt or something.
How would that even happen? Who picks up someone else's receipt by accident? I'll be checking your credit card statement to see if that's true or not.
Actually, I lost my card a while back. Someone probably found it and used it at that hotel.
That doesn't make sense. Someone stole your card, used it at a hotel, and you miraculously found that receipt. Plus, I literally just saw you using it yesterday. You lied about the daycare. You lied about working. You leave the house every day looking like you're about to go to a nightclub? There's no way you're going to work looking like that. What were you doing at that hotel?
I wasn't doing anything. I just stayed there with one of my girlfriends.
I really thought you were a respectable woman. I was totally wrong. Liz told me all about you. Your mom used to work in a daycare, so she should be happy to watch Leela. Why would I need to pay you? How could you say that to her? That's so obnoxious. I've been working myself half to death, but I knew I had no choice because I had to support our family. By the way, I checked our bank account. I almost had a heart attack when I saw our savings was nearly cut in half. You think you can spend all the money I've worked so hard for? Are you planning to abandon your family and start a new life with your new man? You're a miserable, horrible person.
Don't talk to me like that. I've always been a good wife to you. Why are you overreacting just because I was with another guy? Just look past it.
So you admitted you had an affair. I'm taking screenshots of this whole conversation. This will be all the evidence I need if we go to court after this.
What do you mean court? Does that mean you want to get a divorce?
That should be obvious at this point. You think I just forgive you and move on?
No, we are absolutely not getting a divorce. I love you, John.
You don't love me. You just love my money. Don't worry. You know you're getting half of it when we split up.
Really?
Sure, but after that I'm going to sue you for having an affair. I don't think there will be much left after you lose that case.
So what's the point of even giving me any money? Why did you make me think I'd be getting anything?
I really have to thank Liz for opening my eyes to who you really are. Let's just make this a clean break. Goodbye forever, you useless liar. After that, Jess moved out of the house. I sent over the divorce papers so we could get things started. I bet she never thought she'd have to be on her own without my salary to mooch off of. She tried her best to apologize, but I just ignored her. I explained everything that happened to her parents, too. They were shocked and had no problem with us getting divorced over it. I'm not out of the tunnel yet, but I can see the light at the other side. It's gonna cost a lot of time and money, but I feel it's the right decision. After lying about working at her old job, I heard Jess actually went back there to try and work there again. Liz put a stop to that real quick. I heard now she's somewhere making minimum wage, living from paycheck to paycheck. Now I'm a single father and I'm bringing Leela to a real daycare. It's a lot of work, but I'll do whatever I can for my little girl. Liz actually came by to apologize. She felt guilty for everything that happened after she told me about Jess. I told her she was a saint and really made things turn out for the best. She thanked me for being so open-minded about everything that happened. She even said she wouldn't mind watching Leela from time to time. I can't remember the last time I talked with a truly kind soul like her.